When Hamas fires rockets on Israel, this is what it's like. A warning in Hebrew, and within seconds.
Go in the shelter.
It happens fast.
That's how close we are to Gaza, the border. It's about 2.5 miles from here. And the second that siren, that alert goes off saying rockets are incoming, it's a sprint to a place like this because you really don't have a whole lot of time to get to safety.
There are very few civilians in this part of Sderot. On Saturday, Hamas militants were walking in this street, shooting, then overtaking the police station. This man was across the street in his bedroom, looking out the window in absolute horror.
When they look like this, I just let go down. And secretly, I'm looking like that. If they in my mind, if they look, they don't look here to me. That I just looking like the car.
Yeah, because you were afraid they could see you.
Yes, afraid.
And now he, like so many here, is living in limbo, not knowing what will happen next.
I think this is something that we haven't seen in a very long time in Israel.
Samuel Arrouas is a medic.
How are you and your organization preparing for the next days and weeks to come? What are you expecting?
We are buying a lot of medical equipment, and we are mobilizing. We have 7,000 volunteers here in Israel, so everybody knows that we can call them at any time. We have enough people, thank God. We need to buy more medical equipment.
What's the youngest victim you've treated since Saturday?
Babies, 1, 2-year-olds. Went to a family 2 days ago. One 8-year-old was hiding in a closet, and her family was killed. When we went to rescue her, we saw that her sister was killed also, and both her parents were killed.
Ellison Barber joins us tonight from Tel Aviv. Ellison, explain to our viewers, because we saw there in your report when you and your team had to scramble. When you hear a siren in Israel, it is much different than maybe in other parts of the country because there is little to no time to get to safety. Explain why.
Yeah, I mean, Tom, you saw it through your reporting in Ukraine. In places like that, you're in such a big country, you will hear the air raid siren. And then depending on where you are, if you're in Kyiv, say, you know, because those rockets are coming from inside Russian territory or the Caspian Sea, that you maybe have 30, 45 minutes to get to shelter. If you're in a place further east like Kharkiv, it's less, but it's still time. It's not like that at all here because we're dealing with such a small area to begin with. And the areas that are being shelled near Gaza, I mean, you heard me say there, we were 2.5 miles from the border with Gaza. It is literally seconds, 10 seconds or less to get into a shelter before you hear a boom where it is intercepted and then possibly have to worry about the possibility of shrapnel falling down or it strikes something. So when that happens, people do not have a lot of time to react, to act, and it's not a natural thing to know where to run to a shelter necessarily. You just kind of feel it, you know you need to get somewhere, but it takes a minute sometimes to process that. That processing time that you and I experienced in Ukraine, where you have a minute for it to go through your brain to say, okay, I need to get to shelter. Do I have everyone with me? That doesn't really exist here in the places where Hamas is firing. It is seconds, and it really is just a hunker down as best you can because you might not be next to an actual shelter. Tom?